there! How about learning a new phrasal verb with me today? Coming up. Hey there! Teacher Prix here to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. Thanks for joining me. It's a live video with a few changes, okay? I'll be giving you a short lesson. As I told you yesterday, I will be making some changes. Yes, I will be making some videos every day. This will be short lessons, okay? And in these short lessons, I'll be teaching you something new, maybe vocabulary, idioms, expressions, or a little bit of grammar, study tips. The idea is to help you improve your English with practical lessons, okay? So if you are new around here, hey, consider subscribing. Every week, I post different things to help you become a better English speaker. Very nice. So let me check this out a little bit. Very well. You know, I love reading and I love studying English and learning new things. And I was reading a book the other day, and that's when I came across this phrasal verb, which is spout off, you know. And many people they ask me, Teacher Prix, how am I gonna learn phrasal verbs, you know? How do I study phrasal verbs? And today I'm going to show you one that is very interesting, and it was the first time I saw this phrasal verb. And before preparing this lesson for you guys, I decided to do some research, of course, and focus on finding definitions, examples, explanations. I also checked popularity. And the nice thing about this phrasal verb is that the person who wrote this book, he is very informal, he's very casual, okay? So throughout his book, you don't see a lot of formality, words that people hardly ever use. So this is a popular phrasal verb, okay? And whenever you decide to study phrasal verbs, be careful with the level of formality, but not just formality, the frequency. Do people actually use this phrasal verb? So today I'm going to show you one that I came across in a very nice book that is not formal writing. It's actually quite informal. And I'm going to show you two popular meanings of this phrasal verb, okay? And the second meaning was the one that I found in the book. That's the situation, the context. And I'm going to be giving you examples for both scenarios, okay? So if you're new here, hey, consider subscribing and hit the like button. You know, I really appreciate when you hit the like button. It really helps people find this video more easily. All right, so here we go. The first meaning of this verb is to brag or to boast about someone or something. Now, if you don't know what boast or brag are, you know, they're synonyms. Brag and boast, they have very similar meanings. Basically, when you brag about something, you talk about it a lot, you know, in a very proud way. Oh, I'm the best teacher ever. I have the best job ever, but usually not in a good way, you know, as if I'm better than other people. You're bragging, okay? So no, my life is better than anybody else's, you know, than everybody else's. I'm really good at what I do, you know, nobody else is as good as me, so I am bragging. So the first meaning of this phrasal verb is to brag about something or someone. And here I have an example. I have two examples for you. Hey, stop spouting off about James. Stop bragging about James. So imagine a conversation and I start talking to you about James. And I say, I can't stop saying James is the best. James is awesome. He has the best job in the world. He's the most charismatic person. He has the biggest salary ever. And then the listener will be like, hey, stop spouting off about James. Usually when you use the phrasal verb spout off, you will need the preposition about. So you are talking proudly about what? Are you spouting off about your qualities? Are you spouting off about somebody? So you will need to complete the phrase by using the preposition about. Okay? Very nice. The second example, my ex-boyfriend would always spout off about how important his career was. So here, another example. My ex-boyfriend, he could never, in the past, he would always talk and talk and talk, bragging about how important his career was. So here, always pay attention that usually when you say that someone is bragging, it's probably in a negative way. The person, I know you are good, but stopping emphasizing how good you are all the time. That's basically what this means. When someone can't stop talking about it, when someone can't stop boasting and bragging about what they do, they are spouting off. So here, you can use it in the present, you can use it in the past. It depends on what you want to say. Now, the next meaning of the phrasal verb spout off is to speak for a tedious and exasperating length of time. So in this case, that's the one I found in the book, which was very nice, by the way. If you want to know the book, let me know and I can share the details on the chat. At the end of the video, I will take a look at the chat. For now, I just want to focus on the lesson, okay? Now, when you spout off with this second idea, the person is not bragging, okay? I'm not saying I'm the best, I'm awesome. No. I'm not bragging. I'm just speaking and speaking non-stop, but in a boring way for a long time. You know, I start talking about fish and I can't stop talking about it. So that is another very popular meaning of spout off, okay? So here I have an example for you. My neighbor never fails to spout off about his business trips around the world whenever we see him. Basically, that means every time I see my boss, he can't stop talking about his trips around the world, you know, and he keeps talking and talking and talking and talking non-stop. And it's usually a boring or tedious way and for quite a bit of time. Now, second example. I always let my mind wander, trip, go to La La Land whenever my boss starts spouting off about sports. So when I go into my boss's office and he starts talking about sports, he starts spouting off about sports, I can't really focus. You know, I start thinking about my life, about sheep, about chocolate, but I'm not really paying attention because it's so boring and he can't stop and it's really a long time. So that's the idea of the second phrasal verb, of the second meaning of this phrasal verb. And another example here. I hate it when I have to listen to complete strangers spout off about their lives, okay? So here, very common situation. I don't know about you, but sometimes I take the bus or the subway and I sit next to a stranger and all of a sudden they start spouting off about their lives, about their problems, and they never stop, okay? So it's very tedious, it's boring, and they keep talking for quite a long time, and that's usually very tiring and tedious, okay? So that's usually the idea of this phrasal verb, okay? Now, as I told you, I found this phrasal verb in a book. And in this situation, when I first read the page, I understood the idea, but I was not sure. So my recommendation is when you are reading a blog post or an article or a book as I was reading, and you find a new word that you believe you know, but you are not 100% sure, that's the moment when you go check it out, okay? This is the moment when you pause and you go find a dictionary. I have no problems doing that, okay? As long as it's not entertainment time for you, if you're really trying to improve your English as you're reading, this is a good opportunity for you to do that. So if you were reading and you came across a new phrasal verb or a new expression or noun or adjective, and you are not completely sure, you have you have a feeling that it's something else, stop, go online and check it out. It's better to really find the real explanation than to just find something that is not really the case. Okay, so that's what I did. And now, how am I trying to remember this phrasal verb? Because I learned, okay, I studied, I checked Google, I wrote down the meanings, I wrote them in my notebook. What do I do now to memorize this phrasal verb? I practice. And how do I practice? By bringing this vocabulary into my life. These are examples that some of these things actually have happened to me, like these strangers on the bus spouting out about their lives to me, okay? This has happened to me countless times. Now, another thing that I'm doing, I wrote it down and now I am sharing with you. Okay, I know maybe you don't have someone to share this with you, but you have to bring English to your life. And my life is to teach English. I'm always trying to teach you guys something. So here what I did was, okay, how can I bring English into my life? Difficult, very difficult. I'm going to share it with my friends, with my students, with my followers, because this is a good verb. And now, how are you going to practice, my friend? Oh yeah, I forgot to say that. Well, spout off in the present. If you use he, she, it, just add the letter s. Spouts. My friend always spouts off about his career every time I see him. You know, he can't stop talking about it. Spouting, ing, the gerund form. Simple past, it's a regular verb, spouted. And the pronunciation is spout. Okay? Depending on how you pronounce it in a sentence, it'll change a little bit. Okay? Now, as I was saying, how are you going to practice? First, here in the chat, I know you're chatting. I saw some messages, but I couldn't read it. Leave one example with spout off. It can be a question. It can be an example in the present, an example in the past. You name it. As long as you're practicing, leave one comment with this phrasal verb. Many English learners watch many videos about phrasal verbs, but after they finish watching, they don't practice. So if you, like me, if you want to memorize this phrasal verb, I created 6 examples. Now it's your turn. Create 1, 2, 3. Come back to this video, review the phrasal verb, okay? Other people will probably share their examples. So it's a good opportunity for you to, well, take a look at their examples. Hit the like button if you liked their examples. Comment in their examples. Hey, nice job. You made a comment. You created an example. So this is a good way for you to do it. All right? Now, guys, as I told you, this is going to be a short video. Remember, you have homework. I want to see one example here in the comments with the phrasal verb spout off. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Tomorrow there will be another live video at 7 p.m. or 7:30 p.m. Yeah, 7 p.m. And then I'll be giving you a different kind of lesson. It's probably going to be a grammar lesson, okay? So stay tuned and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.